Let me just make sure that it starts recording. Yeah, perfect. So we've started recording. Again, I just want to highlight that this lecture and the previous one was not review, it's requirements, it's a prerequisite to the object-oriented programming. So you have to be aware, you have to understand all the principles and the details that we are going to discuss, and we discussed already. There will be some modification in the lecture. Please mute your microphones. Okay, and I will upload it after the lecture again. Okay, the lecture is already uploaded to Teams, but if there will be some change, I will replace the old file with the new file. All right, so I'll start now. Just as I told you, I called this as prerequisite. It's not only a prerequisite, it's just review, but it's part of your material. So in the previous lecture, we discussed what's C++. We covered this, preparing your program. We explained the editors. We explained the compilers. What's the meaning of compilers and what's the meaning of editor, and I gave you some compilers that you can use now, different kind, online, desktop-based, mobile-based compilers. So all these things has been covered. Then we reached to linking, and we explained this diagram in details. We said you have header files, which are code that is already written in files. The files, for example, iostream.hpp. By the way, when you call it, you don't need to use .hpp. You can use include iostream directly without the extension. The extension can be used in another way. When we reach that point, we will discuss it. So here you have a set of header files that you can use directly in your source code. And I told you, your work will be here only. You will write your code here in the source file. You can call it whatever the name is, .cpp. So this is the source file, which is written in C++. Okay, although the header files also are written in C++, but these are written and ready to be used. Now, after you finish your source file, writing your code, you will send it to the compiler. The compiler will check if there's any errors. If there's an error, it will send it back to you. If it discovers error, to correct the error and send it back again. Otherwise, if the code doesn't have error or there are no errors in the code, then it will generate something called object file. So now I have a different extension or different file, the header files .hpp, the source file .cpp, then the object file .obj, and mostly it's more than one file. We don't want to go in detail deeply in this, but .object. Then this object file will be sent to the linker to link it with the processor, with the operating system to generate the exe file. And the exe file, which is the executable file, the executable file is the one that you can execute. You don't need to compiler, you don't anything. This file can be executed directly. All right, so you have these four main extensions that you are going to deal with in your course. Now, this is a simple example. Again, if you can see, include iostream using namespace, integer main. I'll explain every single one of these. If you remember, here we will explain it in the next slide. Although we have explained it earlier. Now the libraries. We are talking about the header files. We call it libraries or header files. All right. the first instruction or the first thing that we explained about the we explained it was the comments. You can write comments, and we showed that different kind of comments can be written like this one. This is multi-line comment. We said in multi-line, I need to start the comment with /* and end it with */, and anything written between these two characters will not be considered by the compiler. The other kind of comment is the line comments, in which you can add only double slashes. It will slash everything else. All right, now include. Again, we explained it in the previous lecture, but it's good to go through it very fast. Include is used to embed or include the header file or the library. Usually I use IOStream when I'm writing a program that needs to write cout to the screen and cin and read from the keyboard. In addition to other functions which are ready. So almost in all programs you need to write this include IOStream. If I need something else, I will include it also, but not now. Okay, using namespace std. This is also a standard namespace standard, because namespace is region in IOStream. Okay, so otherwise, if you don't use this instruction, it's okay. But you have when you want to write cout, you have to write std : another : cout. Okay, cin you have to write std : cin. Okay, and so on. To avoid this annoying thing, you can use this instruction. When you use this instruction, you can use cin cout directly without this std and colons. All right. Now the main function, as we said, every program, every C++ program should have main function, and usually it's of type integer main. Okay, and everything will be written between these curly braces. All right, and it has to be only one. Okay, one main function. 0 is not allowed and 2 is not allowed. So 1 is the right number of main functions in the program. In the program, when the compiler comes to compile the code or execute the code, it will search first for the main. It will start from here. Okay, if there's no main, then the compiler will not run and you'll get an error. If there are more than one main function, then you will get another error that it's not possible to have more than one main function. Variable declaration, also we talked about this. If you can see here, include IOStream. This is a one-line comment. This is multiple line comment. This is using namespace. Till now, nothing new, and integer main, start of the code, end of the code, and you write your code here. And return 0 is optional, but I prefer to add it. If the execution and everything is okay, the function will return 0. This will be covered when we will talk about functions. Now, in C++, not like Python. If you already studied Python or other programming languages, every variable you want to use, you have to declare it. Declare it means you cannot say x equal 5, for example, and remember that semicolon should come at the end of this will provide or will generate an error. Why? Because x is undefined. So you have to define the type of x. You need to declare it. So for example, integer x equal 5. Of course, these types will be discussed soon, or float x equals 5.5, or any other declaration. So any character, any variable you are planning to use, you have to declare them before using them. This is just an explanation to what we've talked about. This is the type, this is the main function, this is beginning of code block, this is the end, and this is your code should or goes here, and this return value of everything is okay. Code format, we talked about code format. You don't need to worry about adding spaces between the keywords and the variables. For example, here only one space and no spaces are here, while here you will find more spaces. Here also more spaces. It's not a big problem. All of these things are the same. Okay, and we use spaces and lines. Sometimes you can click or press enter 3-4 times. It's up to you. Nobody will tell you that this is not correct or this is good. Okay, it's used to format the code. It will to make it easily or readable. All right. So code format is not a big problem now. Input and output. We said in output I use the instruction cout, and again, see now here I'm using cout. Otherwise, if I don't using namespace here, then I have to use std colon cout. Okay, but here you can use cout just because you have already used this instruction. So string, this is a declaration. I declared a variable. The variable name is name equals, of course, any string should be between quotation. Okay, cout welcome, then the name, the variable name, the variable content, and end line. This means a new line. It means the next message will be started at the beginning of the next line and return 0. Now the execution will give me this message. So this is just a simple cout. Of course, you have, I'm sure, at the beginning you will face some kind of difficulty because the direction of this insertion, or sometimes they call it extraction operator. The direction, imagine that cout is the monitor. All right, so I want to send this message to the monitor. That's why the direction in this way. What is the other thing is cin. Cin will be in this direction. It means from the keyboard to the variable x, for example. So that's why the insertion are in different directions. So just to remember this, in cout, this is the direction, in cin the direction in the other way. All right. Before going to cout, if you can see now, when I write cout here, and I want to write some message, I put it in quotation. All right. Then end line, semicolon. Now here inside the quotation, you can use this backslash to control the message. For example, if I want to print a quote, this is single quote, okay, or single quotation. When you put it like this, there will be an error. So to print this, I will use backslash quote. If I want to print double quotation, I'll put backslash double quotation, question mark. If I want to use the to print the backslash, it means if I say cout backslash, okay. Now the output of this will be only one backslash. Why? Because the first one is to control, to show that the next character is text. It's not a control. Now, what if I write cout hi MOH quotation, this will produce an error. Why? Because the compiler will understand that you have started the quotation here and closed it here, right? There's no left and right quotation. What about the others? What are these? It will not understand what these are, so it will give you an error. To avoid this, any quotation I'll put backslash next to it, before it. All right? We will take it an example. Now, the other thing is backslash A. By the way, this is old. I don't think it's working now. It will give you peep tone when you use it. Okay. Backspace. It means when you print this, if I'm printing this, backspace, it will go back in one space. For example, if I'm here and use backslash B, it will delete this one and the cursor will be here. F. Font feed, new page. This is used in files. N, this is very important. We'll use it a lot. Line feed, a new line. It means if I'm writing one message, for example, C out, hi, then I'll add backslash N there, backslash N. That means it will print hi, then it will find backslash N. It will go to the beginning of next line. It will find there, then it will find another backslash N, and it will go to the next line. Similarly, a carriage return will not see the difference between backslash N and backslash R is very simple. Backslash N means new line. Backslash R, it will go back to the beginning of the same line, not a new line like in N. It means if I use here backslash R, the cursor will come here. Anything will be printed, will delete the old one and start and print the new one. Backslash T tab from table. All right. If I want to use, let me just see if I have the. Okay. Here I write it. Okay. For example, C out. Hi. Backslash T. The. Backslash T. Or backslash N. It's up to you. Don't need it. So it will print hi. Then it will find backslash T. That means it will leave a tab space. Then write the next word. All right. So this is used to control the printing. We will take a simple example and show to you how to use all these things. All right. Let's just finish this one and yeah, and print this or start the practical part. So new lines, user can use any number of new lines and whenever they need it in the format of the code. Okay, each statement should end with a semicolon. This is very important, except the statement that are followed by block of code or the conditional statements such as if, etc. Okay. In the declaration, commas can be used to separate variables of the common type. For example, here I've written integer x1 equal 5 and semicolon. Focus please with me here. Semicolon, integer x2 equal 10 and semicolon. And you can use them directly if they are of the same type, integer x1, but here I used comma. All right, x2 equal 10 and again comma, and at the end I added semicolon. So now the practice, just to make sure you understood the type or the control. They call it escape sequence. All right, the escape sequence in printing. We will check this one. Now, how to do this? Print each of the following message using one of the one cout instruction. You know how I do it? I'm telling telling you how to do it and in the easier way. Of course, this is no big issue. I will write C out. Hi. My name is XYZ. That's it. And usually I end it with ENDL, end line. So this is now here. Hi, my name is XYZ. See, I will write it like this. C out. Hi. My name is. I'll add the quotation X, Y, Z, quotation, and then I close it and line. Now this will generate an error, will throw an error, right? Now, as I told you, the quotation, if I want to print quotation, I print it like backslash, right? And sorry, backslash and quotation here. Okay, this is the quotation. This is the one. What I'll do, I'll find whenever there's a quotation, I'll add backslash next to it. That's it. Now this, here I have backslash. Okay, I think the backslash should be in the other direction. No, yeah. Backslash N, Y, to come to the new line, and then here backslash T, okay, and here backslash N. Let's try it practically, or do it programming. Where is it? Okay, so the first one, of course, first I'll start with include IOStream. Next, using namespace std semicolon integer main. Then I'll start this C out. It's better before writing the code, just close this, and it's better also to add return 0. This is standard, all right? You don't need to worry about it. C out. The first message is hi, my name, it's capital letter, is XYZ. Of course, I tried to avoid discrimination. That's why I selected XYZ. You can use your name. All right, now let's execute it. Run. This is the result. You can see it exactly as required. Okay. Now the next question was, so I will just copy this. Okay, I'll stop this one. I'll copy it and put it here. So the first answer is this one. Okay. The first answer. All right. Let's see the second answer. Okay. The second question is, I want to use quotation, and this is what I'm going to try with you. Let's put it directly as is. I'll add here quotation and here quotation. All right. Now, if I execute it directly, I'm telling you I will get an error. So let's run it. And this is what we will get. Error. Unable to find string, literal, operator, operator, quotation, quotation, X, Y, Z, etc. Okay, so this is what I told you. I will write it exactly as is, then I'll come here and add backslash next to every one. All right. I'll try to. Yes, it's better here. Run. This is the result. Hi, my name is quotation XYZ, and that's it. All right. So this is the second one. I will also add it there in the lecture. Where is it? Yeah, this is the second answer. All right. The third one is, you can see you have this one. Hi, my name, then new line, then tab. Here, what I'll do. Hi, my name. Hi, my. Okay, then here I'll add. Of course, let me just remove this one. Okay. Hi, my. Then here I need backslash n, new line. All right. Then name is backslash t. Okay, that's it. I can run it now and see the result. Exactly. Hi, my name is, then tab. This is backslash t. This is backslash n. But here I have some space which is not required, just because here there's a space. I can remove the space and that's it. Okay. I run it again. Exactly. Okay. Hi, my name is, then this is the tab. Now, if I add, for example, backslash n and backslash n again, and backslash n, that means it will leave 3 lines. All right. Let's try executing this. See, the number of lines are very much higher than, larger than or the space is larger than the previous one. All right. Of course, one backslash n is enough. If I use backslash t, another backslash t, okay, the distance, the horizontal distance will be very much higher. See, this is the distance. It depends on how many tab I have inserted. All right. Now let's just start. I think we included or not. In the lecture? No. So I'll put it also. I'll put this one also. This is the execution. Hi, my backslash t. All right. Then I'll just add it to lecture to share it with you. All right. So this is the second one. All right. Okay. Now, just something extra. I want to compare between backslash r and backslash n. Now, I remove this one. My name is XYZ. Add here backslash n. All right. And see the difference. This is backslash n. This hi, my name is will be in one line, and XYZ will be in the second line. Let's execute it. Hi, my name is XYZ. Now see, online, it the next statement came in the next line. Let's try backslash r. As I told you, it will go the same line and delete the old message and start writing over it. So let's execute it. I think it's not working. The new version. It should go back. All right, let's run it. Yeah, I think the new version doesn't have \r, just like \a is not used anymore. Mainly, you need to use \n mostly, and the controls that I've told you here. These are the controls that you need to understand. This one is important. This one, double backslash, \n, \t only. The others are not quite important. All right. Of course, this is the reference where I got the lectures, most of the information from. Now, we'll continue with the prerequisite or review. Now, write a program that reads two numbers. I will. This is your first, just as I told you, refreshment. Write a program that reads two numbers, compare them, and print if the first number is larger, smaller, or equal to the second number. Of course, I cannot go back and explain everything like if statement. 1 second, just give me 1 second to connect the charger. All right, perfect. So these things were covered. If statement, if x greater than y, then do something. All this has been covered in programming a selected language. It's not our headache now to cover all the material. If you need anything, please go back to programming a selected language and check these things. So I think this example will explain it to you. Now, write a program that reads two numbers, compare them, and print if the first number is larger, smaller, or equal to the second number. I will write it like here, like this. First, include IOStream using namespace. I will print it to you, by the way. std. Now let's think about the program. Integer main. Okay, now it's required to read two programs, right? Two variables, two numbers. They are not specified, so let's assume that we are reading integer numbers. So first I need to declare the numbers n1 and n2 without values. Next, cin n1. You know, it's better if we typed it here and explained here. All right. So here, if you can see it, first of all, I need to declare the variable n1 and n2. Notice that I've used here comma. Why? Because they are in the same line. All right. Now, cin n1 cin n2. All right. Next, let's run it and see. Run. Okay. Now I got blank screen. I don't know what to do. Right. For example, what to do now? Adding letter or adding a number, etc. Right? So it's better in such cases that you write a message before cout. Okay, enter the first number. This is not for the program. This is for the user to know that it's required to enter the first number, and then before the input of the second number, enter the second number. Then I can execute it now. Let me just execute it or run it. Okay, now it's clear, right? This message, enter the first number. I understand that it needs a number. Enter the second number, 4. Right? So now it does nothing. Now, next what I'll do, I need to compare if the first number is equal, larger or smaller. Then I will use if n1 greater than n2, right? Then what I'll do, of course, here since I have only one instruction, then I don't need to put them between braces, but I'll put it just to make it a convention and make it a tradition that everything should be in brackets. But it's all right, if it's only one instruction, you don't need to put it. So here, see out. What the message is, the first number is larger than the second number. Then ENDL, end line. Okay, I can repeat this. Of course, here if is used to compare or this logic operation. Else if this was not correct, then else if. Okay, n1 equals equal 2 equals here, n2. Then I'll do the same thing, but I will write see out the first number is equal to the second number. All right. Again, you can write else if. By the way, in programming, there's no unique way to write. I can. It's enough to write else, because if this is not correct, this is not correct, then for sure this one will be correct. But it's okay. I'll use less than, then is less than the second number. All right. Let's try executing it. Run. All right, now enter the first number. I'll enter 3. The second number is 5. Then the first number is less than the second number because it compared 3 with 5 and found that 3 is less than 5. Let's run it again and use different numbers. So 3 and the second number is 3. The first number is equal to the second number. So that means it's correct and the program is working properly. So I'll put this in the slides and share it with you. Okay. Here's the answer. Okay. Now next, what I want you to remember and to read data type. How many data type, or what are the data type that we have? We have integer, we have float, we have character, we have string, we have double, Boolean, I think bool, yes, Boolean, which is true or false, and other types of arithmetic operations. You know the arithmetic operations, the plus, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and the mod operation. Okay, comparison and logic operators, less than or equal, greater than or equal, equal, not equal, not is this one. Remember that equal is two equals, not equal is like this, all right? Control statements. Else, if, etc. All right. So all these things has been covered in your in C++, but function I'm going to explain it. I think you didn't cover it enough in programming a selected language, but these things I will leave it to you. If you need anything, you can ask me. It's all right. If you don't remember them, you can attend with me programming a selected language, which is at 1:30 today. It's okay. I'll invite you to attend. It's fine with me. No worries. Okay. So I think so now we've broken the ice between you and the programming. I can start with functions. With functions, I think we will take some details. We'll take some examples. So we will start next lecture with function. Okay. Do you have any questions? By the way, if I didn't share this or update the file, you can go back to the recordings and read. I'm sorry, and watch it there. All right. Now I'll stop recording in order to make the recording short and discuss anything you want. So I'll stop.